I'm going to do an overview of the Henry Rifle Company. They call it the original Henry rifle. I think if any of you are familiar with the Henry Rifle Company, they make a bunch of lever action guns, 22s, and then the big boys. They're on a lot of the sports channels, sportsman channels on TV, and that's where I originally seen this. And this is where they were going to build a replica of the original Henry rifle. And I seen a lot of online reviews of this, and I had the opportunity to get one at a reasonable price. And going to do an overview, and then once I get some ammo, I'll do a kind of a shooting evaluation. So when you get the box, you get the little manual, little badge. There's a DVD. I guess it tells you how to disassemble it, and packed in the styrofoam. You got this. Now when I got it, a lot of times you see them with the cloth there and over the receiver, but I only got it with the cloth on the stock, and the receiver was covered like in a plastic material, like packing material. That's how it comes in the case. I'll get it out of the case and on top of the box, and we'll take a better look at it. And I'm sorry, I said case. It's a shipping container that it comes. That's the shipping box. Is there with styrofoam in it. As you can see, they kind of put nice wood on it. And there's some figure there. High polished brass, or gunmetal bronze or whatever. Same with the receiver. And just like the original octagon barrel, with no forward wood, and the sight. Pretty basic, simple sight here. And like I said, opportunity came. I kind of jumped on it, and it's in 4440, which the only difference is this is 4440 center fire, where the original ones were a rim fire cartridge. So what I'm going to do is set the camera up in a tripod, and I'll be able to hold this up and be able to look at it better. Okay, now that I'm standing up here, we take a better look at it. We'll start from the back. Pretty nice piece of wood on it. High polished curved butt plate. It's got a trap door in there. Nothing in it. I guess that's for the cleaning rod. I'm not sure. Basically much like the original. I guess that's solid bronze carrier. And that. And it's written Henry patent October 16th, 1860, caliber 4440, Henry repeating arms, Bayonne, New Jersey. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that's written up here on top of the barrel. And they tried to make an exact copy of the original Henrys. I guess even with the rear sight. Pretty basic, simple thing. Magazine. I'm not sure how many it holds. And there's your front sight and that. Here, they said the hardest thing to replicate was this magazine thing, and I'll show you how that works here in a minute. But, like on all the early ones, you turn a little tab on there, and if you watch that, there's a cartridge carrier. It comes up, and then your bolt in that takes it home. The Winchester style, you see down in here. With these guns, there's no stop, and it's pretty basic mechanism. The cartridges are just pushed into the lifter, the carrier. So your cases have to be the exact length, the exact certain length, to make this gun work. I guess this and the 1866 model. It's pretty smooth action. Okay, but the thing is, it's not a very strong action. I believe it's got the toggle thing in there. The CD, I guess, gives instructions on how to take this apart. I haven't done it. I haven't had time to do anything. I got brass and dies and a bullet mold, but I have to cast bullets and that, and get some ammunition loaded up to shoot this. Now the magazine, if you look here, this tab pushes the spring up, and the cartridges go in this tube, and then this spring will push them down. The only thing about this is while you're holding a gun, as you use the ammo, this tab will come back and you got to lift your hand up and move it, or else it'll malfunction. Also, it's pretty interesting how this works. Is this up here, this cap or whatever, if you look, there's a little tab here, and it's kind of hard to do, but I'll try to show you. You push, how you open up the magazine, you push this tab up in there, and you keep pushing until you go up. And if you notice on the end, when it lifts the end up, then this it lifts this little tab up on the end, it goes up into this farthest part of the notch, and you can see where it's cut out. Then the whole thing rotates. Get it up there. Yeah, there we go. You see that lock lift up, and you rotate this off to the side. This piece here rotates right over. It's kind of hard to show you that. Then I guess you would take the cartridges, drop them down in here, and then once you had the magazine loaded, you would just rotate this back, and then the spring pressure pushes the cartridges down the magazine. So they replicated the original. This whole upper thing swivels around the barrel, this mechanism. So that is much like the original. And it's a neat gun. How it compares to the Italian copies, the Italians make a nice copy of this. I don't know if Uberti or one of them do, but they make copies of the Henrys. And the thing is, the price of Italian-made copies, let's say, is around $1,500. This gun here retails for $2,300 or something in that ballpark. I got it for a lot less. I don't think anybody pays the full retail. I've seen them for $1,750, $1,800, and that on different online things, or people trying to sell these. But I was lucky to pick it up. I actually got it for below wholesale. I checked with my dealer, and it's not cheap. It's pretty expensive, but it's interesting because it tries to replicate the gun as exact as it can with the company, with the same name. That uses the same name, Henry Wright Repeating Arms. So like I said, I'm going to need some time. Got to cast some bullets, slug this bore, figure out how close it is. That's something else I haven't done. Is on the 4440, the originals have a tighter bore than the more modern guns. They use like 429, like for a 44 Magnum or something. I think 427 is what the 44 calibers, the groove diameter was. So I got to investigate that, get around to doing that. And I'm going to make up some ammo, and then we'll do a video where we go out and shoot this and do a kind of, my slant on it other than the gun writers. I've seen several articles about people who shot these and everything else. And basically they go, well, the detraction is this type of this little lever here comes down with the magazine. Well, this is the model 1860. You buy a gun like this to shoot something that was much like the original. You know, if you want a gun that doesn't have these shortcomings or these early versions of the magazine in it, buy a Winchester 94 for a lever action gun. That's the fun of owning this. It's just like the original, just like it was back in the Civil War times. Okay.